we have already studied about the advent of Christianity and the spread of Christianity. Now, can you tell me who was the creator of this new religion called Christianity? If your answer is Jesus Christ, then you're absolutely correct. But do you all know who created this new religion that we are going to talk about, which is Islam? It was Prophet Muhammad. So let's look at the history or the story of Prophet Muhammad and the spread of Islam. Prophet Muhammad was born in Mecca around 570 AD, which was located in Arabian Peninsula. He was orphaned at a very young age of 6 and grew up to be an obedient boy under the care of his uncle. Muhammad and his uncle often used to go to several towns to trade, and these towns were like the ones that was Yathrib or different towns of that of Riyadh. So we have already seen that these tribes that lived in the Arabian Peninsula were all trading tribes. Now, we have also learned the fact that in pre-Islamic Arabia, the region of Arabian Peninsula was, was a diverse region which had people from every religion. So there were Jewish people there as well. So when Muhammad used to go for these, trading adventures with his uncle, he came across with these new ideas, and he could see that these new religions such as Christianity and Judaism and other religions who propagated the idea of one God. Muhammad found this to be a very interesting aspect, and this was also very different from the way pre-Islamic Arabia saw religion, because at that point of time, as we have learned, that the pre-Islamic Arabian people used to worship many gods. It was a polytheistic society. Now, after Muhammad came in contact with these new ideas, his concept of religion also started to change. Now, there are a lot of stories in the life of the Prophet that we come to know later in Quran. And one of these famous stories was that of the placing of the black stone. So how did the black stone get placed anyway in Kaaba that we see now? So what happened was, we saw that in the pre-Islamic Arabia, there were a lot of tribes who used to live there. Now, these tribes were often in conflict with, of course, that concerned their religion or the livelihood. Now, what exactly happened is, the Quraysh tribe was the one who took care of the Kaaba or the house of the Lord. Now, one day, the placement of the black stone became something that these people were debating upon, as to which tribe should get to place this black stone in the Kaaba. Now, when this disagreement happened, they had to come to a conclusion and decide upon it. So, one of the people who was present there, an elderly person, he came to a conclusion when he said that what will happen is, if the first person who walks from the gate will be the one to decide how will this placement of the black stone take place. Interestingly enough, Muhammad was the first one to enter through the gates of Kaaba. Now, once he came to know about the problem, he stated a solution that all these tribes should bring one piece of cloth and they should place the black stone in that cloth, and all of the tribe in that way would get to choose a part of the cloth that they would hold, and ultimately everybody would get to have a say as to how the black stone would be placed. So ultimately, when the black stone was placed in Kaaba, people realized that Muhammad was full of wisdom, and they realized that somebody wise had already come in to lead the way and lead the changes that were happening in Arabia. So one of the other famous stories of Muhammad's life is the story of his first revelation. At that point of time, the pre-Islamic Arabia was going through a lot of conflicts, a lot of political conflicts. So Muhammad, to find solace, would often go into the cave of Hira, which was located in a mount of Mecca, and would meditate there. So he was doing the same one fine day when a messenger of God, an angel, came to Muhammad. Now this angel is called Jibril. Now when Jibril came to Muhammad when he was praying, Jibril stated that Muhammad was the chosen messenger of God. But who was this chosen messenger of God? So messenger is someone who conveys the messages of Allah on earth and guides people through evil. So Muhammad became the chosen messenger who would guide these people in a new religion. Now here you can look at the picture of the cave of Hira where Muhammad received his first revelation, where people nowadays also visit as a pilgrim site. So Muhammad was 40 years of age when he received his first revelation, and he took this divine message that was given by Jibril from God, and he started to spread it all across Arabia. Now there is an interesting fact in this story as well. Now do you know that Muhammad is known as the last prophet on earth? So can you tell me who was the last prophet on earth? Was it Adam, Jesus, or Muhammad? That's right, it was Muhammad. And in the religion of Islam, Jesus is also one of the prophets on earth who came before Muhammad. If you look at the screen right now, we can see that Adam, Noah, Abraham, Ismail, Jacob, Joseph, Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad were all the prophets who came to the earth to release the people from the crisis of religion from time to time. So as we have already seen and discussed, that pre-Islamic Arabia was a society that followed a polytheistic religion. Now when Muhammad stated about his first revelation, when Muhammad stated about this idea of one God, of Allah, people now got infuriated, because now they felt that there was an attack on the concept of the religion that they followed. And Muhammad and his followers were constantly being threatened. Now there came a point of time when the Quraysh tribe, which Muhammad also belonged to, had decided that they were going to kill or hurt Muhammad and his followers. So automatically Muhammad was forced to leave where he was. So he was forced to leave Mecca, and he and his followers started a journey from Mecca. So Muhammad and his followers moved to Medina, which was quite a few miles away from Mecca. So he made a journey from Mecca to Medina. Now his followers therefore took refuge almost 250 miles away from Mecca. Now Medina was earlier also known as Yathrib. We discussed that Muhammad used to go to various trading journeys to Yathrib. So now you know why he chose Yathrib as the place where he would go to for this refuge. Now this particular journey that Muhammad and his followers made from Mecca to Medina is known as Hijrah. And what is the meaning of hijrah? Hijrah means in Arabic departure or migration. So in 622 AD, when Muhammad and his followers departed from Mecca to Medina, that journey was known as hijrah. And hijrah also is the term that denotes the starting of a new Islamic year and the Islamic calendar. Thus we see that Muhammad's journey from Mecca to Medina takes us into the new era of history of the religion of Islam. Now, what exactly happened after Muhammad went to Medina is that he established the constitution of Medina. We have to realize that all these places that we are talking about, there were diverse people who lived there. So they did not belong from a homogeneous community. Now, Muhammad always had the thought of, how he could ultimately bring them or unite them under one umbrella. So he started to therefore establish the community of Muslim. And this community of Muslims would follow what we know as Islam today. Now, the Medinan people and the Meccan migrants, as we discussed, were they belong to different tribes, so it wasn't a homogeneous space we are talking about, and therefore it was necessary to unite them. So this community that Muhammad established came to be known as Ummah. So the literal meaning of Ummah is also community. Now, Ummah, in the terms of the religion of Islam also becomes very important, because this is that one community that binds all of the Muslims together without any distinction of which region they belong from or which race they belong from or, gender, caste or any other thing. Muhammad's teachings spread in Medina as well as in other regions as well. Now, he was focused on uniting the Arab tribes under the common religion of Islam. He hoped that after doing so, he could, take that military strength in order to spread Islam as well. Now, in order to do so, if you remember, Muhammad also had certain tribes who opposed him, like the Quraysh tribes. So in order to do so, Muhammad had to fight a lot of wars in Mecca with the Quraysh and the other tribes. Around 629 CE, we see that Muhammad finally conquered the city of Mecca and the Quraysh tribe was defeated. After the defeat of the Quraysh tribe, they accepted Islam and hailed Muhammad as the prophet or the chosen one by God who will spread God's message. So, as we saw that this polytheistic religion that the people followed, ideally Muhammad wanted to change that aspect as well. So after the conquest of Mecca, we see that Muhammad and his followers destroyed all the idols that were kept in Kaaba. This signified that, as we were discussing, that polytheism was destroyed and idol worship was something that was not tolerated in Islam. And the Kaaba, that was the house of their Lord, the main institution, became the holy site for the Muslims. So if you take a look at this image right here, this is the holy site of Kaaba that we spoke about. So such were the circumstances when the last prophet came on earth and established this new religion of Islam that would ultimately go on to become the second largest religion that is followed by the people after Christianity. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. You can also register for free at deltastep.com or download the DeltaStep app to get access to all our 5000 plus amazing videos as per your school syllabus. Master each topic with our adaptive practice technology, get million plus questions with step-by-step solutions and unlimited mock tests. Get all your doubts resolved instantly, learn via games and win amazing prizes like PlayStations and iPads. So at DeltaStep, learning is not just fun and easy, it is rewarding too. So register for free now.